Welcome back to AM Northwest. Do you wake up with a stiff neck? Does your lower back ache when you sit too long? Our next guest wants to provide you with options to deal with pain that don't involve reaching for medication. Here to share more, we welcome the author of the Everyday Pain Guide, Dr. Ya-Ling Liou. Good to have you with us, doctor.
Thank you so much for having me.
Why write the book, the Everyday Pain Guide?
Well, I wanted to, first of all, I only set out to write one book. I ended up writing several, and that's because I wanted to provide a source for my patients, something that they could take home with them.
Yeah.
So that when their pain came back in the middle of the night or on weekends or holidays, when inevitably that sort of stuff happens, they would have some reminders of what we talked about during treatment.
What kind of patients do you see?
So I see a range of patients, but mostly what I'm seeing these issues about are between 40 and 60. We're getting to that point where we're starting to feel our bodies by doing everyday things.
Yeah, you mean getting out of bed?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Those sleeping injuries, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Where you get up and, as we just said, your neck hurts.
And a lot of gardeners. There are a lot of gardeners in the Pacific Northwest. And
weekend athletes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so then tell me about the one thing that you wish, when you look at your book, one thing you wish all your patients knew.
Well, what I really want everyone to know is that it's okay to listen to your pain. In fact, it's really important to learn how to tune in to those sensations so that you can gain the understanding that you need to ultimately transform that pain.
You mean as in do something different so that you don't have the back pain or the neck pain?
And to catch it early enough to be able to intervene effectively.
Okay, so when pain strikes, what's the first thing you should do?
So the first thing I usually ask my patients to do is to modify the thing that is most easily within our control, and that is body movements and positioning.
Okay.
There are a lot of other factors, but those are the two that are easier for us to access. And so once we take that mechanical stress out of the equation, the sooner the body and the brain can reset back to pain-free programming.
Okay, so someone comes in with back pain. How do you figure out, and how does the patient figure out what's causing it? Because sometimes you don't know.
Exactly, and that's what's so confusing. But what you want to do is focus on alleviating the pain before worrying about what's causing it. So in my practice, one of the first things I do during treatment is something I call the passive release technique. And all that is basically is resting with strategic support in places depending on where the location of the pain is. And I detail this in my book with photographs and bullet points, because this is something that everyone can do for themselves at home. And I've seen what a big role it can play in achieving lasting relief.
Okay, so let's give me an example of what you mean, because let's say, yeah, you give me an example.
So most of these techniques are done lying down.
Okay.
It's the best thing to do when things are really hurting, but I often will also walk through some concepts. The passive release technique is based on the idea of a neutral spine, which is not straight, right? A lot of us, when we hear sit up straight, we think
I'm sitting
military
straight.
posture, but actually the design of the spine is it's curved. So there's a curve in the neck and the low back, sort of like a little arch. And the mid back and upper rib cage is designed to be a little bowed. So there's actually a natural hunch. Most of us are trying to get rid of the hunch. We need it for a healthy and happy neck. So in my practice, I'll often ask people to scoot to the edge of their chair just to sort of experience how the neutral spine can take a lot of stress off the muscles. So we scooch to the edge of this chair, and you let your belly stick out, which is really hard for a lot of us. But that is what your back
Especially when you have Spanx holding you in. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying,
So you want to let the belly stick out and let the butt stick out. And you see what happens is if you start out like this, a little bit hunched, you just do that little belly out, butt out thing, and your head comes back over center. And you don't even have to think about squeezing your shoulder blades back or anything. Everything sort of rights itself. And that really helps the muscles to let go. Because when muscles are tight, they're just trying to pull you back into the right place.
This is so weird. I had back pain, and I just did what you said, and I don't feel it right now.
Seriously?
That's so weird.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's from all the dancing I did over the weekend, but you know, when we sit at our table and at our desk, I know that I get caught in these sitting and hunched over things. So what is your thought as to our posture when we're sitting at our desk at our computer?
It's tricky, but if you keep in mind the fact that your lungs, when you take it, so imagine taking a deep breath. into your upper back, right? That's where the lungs are, in your upper back.
That's
so
true.
you take a deep breath, and that shape is what you want to take into your work day. So it's not, we were just talking about this backstage, a lot of us think we should sit up straight, and then we're doing this all day, looking down or looking at our phones, but we think we're sitting up straight because we stuck our chest out.
Yeah.
But actually, what you want to do is embrace that rounding, and it'll be a lot less stress on your neck when you do have to look down. So it's not about not looking down ever.
Oh, because if we sit up straight and we do this, that's where we're going to get the neck pain.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you say arch a little bit, and then your shoulders a little bit.
Right. You still want to let your belly stick out, but just let your chest sink a little. Sink so that you're not, you know, tense up here.
Right.
And then it comes with the head a little more. So you distribute the stress across a larger area.
That makes sense. This is volume 2. How is it different than volume 1?
Yeah.
What have you learned?
Volume 1 was all about the what and the why behind pain.
Right.
And really helping people understand that, you know, familiar everyday movements and positions do legitimately cause pain and may need modifying during flare-ups. So the second version, the second volume is about the how, and specifically how to bridge that gap between when pain first starts and when we finally get in to see somebody about it.
And when should we see somebody about it?
So I would rather that patients not wait to get in to see someone, but the reality is that everybody is on a waiting list these days.
Oh, that's for sure.
And it's often in the middle of the night and on weekends and holidays that we have these flare-ups and there's nobody around. So it's about having the tools to get through that initial period until you get to see someone, but keeping that seeing someone on your radar. Because it's really valuable to have that outside perspective. Yeah,
makes a lot of sense. Wow. The book again is titled The Everyday Pain Guide. Doctor, thank you so much. We're going to put the information for everyone on our website at katu.com. Okay, back there we go. There we go. Okay, I'm good now. Thank you.
Great.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.